Welcome 7th and 8th graders. We have another year full of adventures ahead of us. We're going to work hard, we're going to play hard, but we're also going to have fun. That being said, I want to talk to you about a program I implemented a few years ago. It's called Self-directed Study. What does that mean for you? It means you get to study what you want to study. It could be photography, cooking, computer programming. You could study your ancestry. You can learn how to play an instrument. You could learn how to use a Raspberry Pi. Learn Photoshop. You could even research your favorite person from the Bible. The sky's the limit. Anything you're interested in studying is what you will get to study. That's right. You get to choose what you study this year. The following pictures are some examples of what some of our students studied last year. Alyssa studied horses. Andrew studied seashells. Ethan studied asthma. Houston gave a presentation on the Raspberry Pi. This is Sammy giving a presentation on color schemes in movies. Tyler studied woodworking. Lots of the girls enjoyed baking. Linus learned a couple of songs on the guitar. Sam researched science experiments. He also studied Photoshop. Bryce enjoyed a deep study of Ellen White. This is a pie chart that shows what subjects were studied most. As you can see, it's pretty fragmented. We have lots of diverse interests in our class. I would say most of them were of photography, the study of specific animals, and anything to do with computers. Now that you have an idea of what self-directed study actually is, let's go ahead and take a look at the specific process we'll go through this year. There are 7 steps in your self-directed study program. The first one is to choose your subject. The second one is to plan your 7-week study program. The third step is to complete your daily study logs. The fourth step is to write your mid-study paper. The fifth step is to complete your daily study logs. The sixth step is to create your project. And the last step is to present your project. Your first step in the self-directed learning process is to brainstorm what subject you want to study. Fill out this worksheet. It gives you questions to ask yourself about each subject to help you narrow down what would be your best subject to study. Questions like, is it feasible to study this in school? What tools do I need? Do I have them, or could I get them? Will this keep my interest for 7 weeks? Can I create an interesting presentation about what I learned? Can I make a study plan to study it for 4 days a week? After you have chosen the subject that you're going to study, your next step is to lay out your learning plan. You'll be given this worksheet to help you do this. The first question asks you what subject you have chosen to learn about. The next thing it asks you to do is to list your plan. What will you study each week? Although this may change as you study, it's a good idea to have a plan going in. The next thing it asks you is how will you show daily progress? How will you show weekly progress? It also asks you what presentation ideas that you have right up front. Again, this may change as you learn more about your subject, but it's good to go in having some good ideas. At the bottom of this form, you will see that there is a place for the student's signature, the parent's signature, and also the teacher's signature. This is there because it is important that your parents understand what you're studying and approve of it, and also your teacher. Step 3 is your daily study logs. This worksheet will be handed out every day as you study. The questions ask, what did you study today? That means what specific part of your subject did you study about? How did you study it? Did you read about it? Did you watch a part of a documentary or video? Did you talk to someone in that field? What did you learn and where did you learn it? What is my goal to learn tomorrow and how am I going to do it? I would say that this is the most important question you need to answer daily so that when you come into class the next day, you are already ready to go. You have a direction. The last question on your daily log sheet asks you to state your reflections, your observations, or your changes in your plan. Step 4 in your self-directed learning process is to write your mid-study report. You will be given this rubric to follow. It outlines the mechanics, the content, organization, delivery, and its interest quotient. After turning in your report, Step 5 is to go back to studying with your daily log sheets until it's time to give your final presentation. Steps 6 and 7 is where the magic happens. This is when you create and present your final project. It is at this point during the self-directed learning process that you become the student expert in your field. It becomes evident because of the confidence you show when you give your project. The students enjoy giving their projects and the class enjoys watching them. Now that you know what to do, let's get started and see just how fun learning can be.